He shed so much blood that both Muslims and Christians believed he was the Antichrist. His relations with countless women were so infamous that it is said nearly 24 million people alive today carry his bloodline. From the moment he was born, the world would never be the same again. He was history's greatest conqueror, Genghis Khan. Born with the name Temujin, his life turned upside down at the age of 8 during a journey with his father across the Mongolian steppes. When his father was poisoned by rival tribes, betrayal struck from within. Abandoned by their allies, young Temujin, his mother, and his siblings were forced to survive in the wilderness, hiding from enemies and struggling to endure against all odds. Those harsh days played a defining role in shaping him. As he later recalled, when his family was on the brink of starvation, his brother once caught a fish but refused to share it. Faced with this betrayal, Temujin made a brutal choice. He killed his own brother to ensure the survival of the rest. Life on the steppe was merciless. The Mongols used to say, "It is so cold here that even the ice shivers." And it was in these unforgiving plains that Temujin endured the most difficult years of his childhood, living in secrecy and constant struggle. Yet, as he stepped into youth, even darker trials awaited him. After suffering defeat, Genghis was captured and sold into slavery in China. For more than a year, he was displayed in a cage, like a beast on show. According to his own account, while he was imprisoned and humiliated, an old Buddhist monk approached him. The monk begged for forgiveness, claiming he had foreseen that Temujin would one day rise as a great Khan who would set the world ablaze. His only request was simple. If he helped him escape, Temujin must swear never to destroy the Yutan temple that stood high upon the mountains. The prophecy proved true. Years later, Genghis Khan would raze China to the ground, slaughtering millions, reducing temples and places of worship to ash. Yet the Yutan temple remained untouched. He never forgot the monk's kindness, nor the promise he had made. Having united the nomadic tribes of Central Asia and conquered China, Genghis turned his eyes westward. His ambition was nothing less than global domination. Wherever his armies marched, resistance was met with merciless brutality. He swore never to spare anyone, man, woman, or child, if they defied him. The fiercest massacres occurred in Turkic lands that resisted. One of the most infamous examples was in Bukhara, then one of the largest and most advanced cities of Asia. Knowing his reputation, the people of Bukhara believed Genghis to be the Antichrist himself, certain that if they resisted, nothing would remain of their city. In desperation, the city's leaders sent envoys to plead with him. They begged him not to destroy their mosques, not to burn their books, and not to slaughter their people. In return, they promised to surrender the city peacefully. Genghis appeared to agree, and the 12 gates of Bukhara were opened to his army. But once inside, he delivered a command that would stain history in blood. Do not burn the mosques, tear them down. Do not kill them with the sword, bury them alive. Do not burn their books, drown them in the river. No one shall ever say, "I broke my word. As I said, I did not slay them with the sword." He once declared, "I did not burn the books, nor did I tear down the mosques." Yet after his conquest of Bukhara, a city that had once held more than 1 million souls, not even a chicken or a child was left alive. Every last inhabitant was buried alive. But conquest alone was not enough for Genghis Khan. His ambitions stretched beyond ruling the world. He longed for immortality itself. This is why he placed great trust in shamans and seers, always keeping one by his side. On one occasion, he asked an elderly Buddhist monk the secret of eternal life. The monk told him, "The more women you take, the longer you shall live." From then on, in every city he conquered, Genghis claimed dozens of women for his bed and married many more. His appetite was so great that today it is believed more than 20 million people around the globe carry his bloodline. No other man in history has left behind such a vast number of descendants. As the Mongols carved a bloody path westward, terror spread across Muslim and Christian lands alike. Muslims described them as monstrous creatures, short, broad, large-headed, with small eyes and merciless hearts. Christians whispered that the Antichrist had come and would soon sweep across Europe. Perhaps they were not wrong. By the end of his reign, Genghis Khan had slaughtered nearly 40 million people, around 11% of the world's population at the time, and conquered half the known world. Though he tolerated the practice of other religions in his empire, he himself remained faithful to the shamanic traditions of Tengri until his death. To his descendants, he left a final command. There is only one true faith, the faith of Tengri. Envoys who dared to invite him to embrace Islam or Christianity paid a terrible price, for he saw it as an insult. Some were executed by being boiled alive in cauldrons. For all his power, Genghis carried one strange fear throughout his life: dogs. The sight of one would send him fleeing, and it became a constant source of amusement among his family and companions. How then did a boy of the steppe, whose childhood and youth were defined by hardship, rise to become history's most ruthless and powerful ruler? Genghis himself once explained it in simple words. I thought deeply. I thought more than any other man could ever think. During times of war, however, even drinking was bound by law. No warrior was permitted to be drunk more than 3 times in a month. Any merchant who haggled over prices would have his goods seized and be executed. Choosing a sect within any religion was punishable by death. And for nobles sentenced to execution, there was an ancient Mongol custom. They were granted the right to die by having their backs broken, left to perish on the steppe. Among the Mongols, this was considered an honorable death. These were only a fraction of the laws of Genghis Khan. He was one of the harshest rulers the steppe had ever seen, a man who brought half the known world under his command. Through his wars, nearly 40 million lives were extinguished. Perhaps he never discovered the secret of immortality, but his name itself became immortal, etched into the memory of the world as the greatest conqueror in history. When he died, in keeping with ancient tradition, every person who took part in his burial was slain to ensure his grave remained a mystery. Many believe he rests beneath a diverted riverbed somewhere in Mongolia. After his death, his sons and grandsons expanded the empire even further. From the Arabian Peninsula to the heart of Europe, from the seas of China to the mountains of India, and north to Moscow, 2/3 of the world became part of the Mongol Empire. And so, Genghis Khan carved his name into eternity. Among the Mongols, thunder was feared by all but Genghis. When asked how he had conquered this fear, he simply said, "I have no place left to hide. I forgot fear. The eternal blue sky helped me overcome it." To this day, in Central Asia, when thunder roars, many believe it is Genghis Khan watching over his people. For more content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and activate the notification bell. Enjoy watching.